What's up, guys? Welcome back to Tri-State Fitness. We're here today with Jamie Freed. Came out to his garage. But as usual, we got me, JT, got Shane, got Joshua, got Roy, and a special guest, the one, the only.
The Roy.
The Roy. Barbell Voodoo.
The Roy.
The Roy. We're going to change the name, add a D to it.
Yeah.
Roy.
Add a D. The Roy.
But, yeah, so we're here with Jamie. We're going to talk to him.
Different ways.
Yeah. Did you say with a D?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was just the Roy. Now it's the Roy. So
Okay.
Yeah.
There was a shirt that somebody got me one time. It said, "No, I'm not on roids, but thanks for asking." And it only came in XL, so when it was on me,
They're like, no, we
know.
We know.
I was. I was.
yeah, I'm not anymore.
This shirt used to fit really tight.
Yeah, I beat the habit, you know. So of being big,
I wear a medium, so.
just so it all looks tight. That's the name of the game. But so to get back on track a little bit, I guess. Jamie, thanks, man, for having us out.
Absolutely, thanks for
But
coming out.
yeah, awesome garage setup. And one thing that we were going to kind of talk to you about was a little bit of nutrition, but we'll get into that later. Before we do that, let's kind of get to know you a little bit better. Like, what's your background? And maybe we'll start with any kind of athletic background, then maybe get into coaching a little bit back and forth.
You know, I played football in college, Division III, went to Ithaca, was a bomber. Played for 4 years, had a blast, loved it. May or may not have some records up there, I don't know. But that was like a long time ago.
What position did you play?
I was a running back.
Nice.
I
Football records or police records?
I've never been cuffed, just so you know.
There you go.
Okay.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Never been caught.
There it is. Yeah.
I mean, I've never been arrested, so
There you go.
there is that. But yeah, so I played college football. I played hockey for 15 years prior to that, and
Sweet.
you know, I guess was a moderate athlete back in the day.
Yeah. Nice. So how did that transition to like the coaching world?
You know, I got out of school and I worked in professional sports for 5 years. I was working for the Sacramento River Cats, which is Oakland A's minor league baseball team,
Cool.
and then I worked for the Sacramento Kings, which was obviously basketball hell. But you know, it was a learning experience. But I did a lot of business because I have a business degree.
Oh, cool.
So I have a business degree, a law minor, and I worked in the business side of things. And stumbled into a Max Muscle sports nutrition one day, and I just fell in love with what they were doing, and I decided that I begged her for like 2 years to let me just work there, just on the weekends. I had a real job, just wanted to work on the weekends, and then that turned into, you know, getting certified in nutrition, and then, you know, kind of led to where I am now.
Cool.
So that was like 10 years of nutrition and training background previous. So
Nice.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome, man. What kind of nutrition? Like, what did you go to school for that? Or
No.
what's going
no,
on?
I got certified through Nesta, NESTA.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was a long time ago. But you know, I mean, I've tried pretty much everything on myself, and then I've had clients for, like I said, 10 years. So, you know, I've learned a lot through just trial and error.
Yeah.
So-
That's the thing is like testing it. Like what
Yep.
you know.
So I can
Before
tell
you go
you
prescribe
exactly
it.
how something worked for me.
Yeah.
How it may work for you, but you know, if there's
Yeah.
something like someone's like, I need to carb backload, I'll be like, all right, I can write it.
Yeah.
But will it work? I don't know.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's just one of those things you have to continue to try and see what works and what doesn't.
Yeah. For sure.
Carb backloading sucks.
So what is that carb backloading? So what's
So essentially what you're doing is you're eating like, you barely eat. It's like intermittent fasting,
Okay,
essentially.
gotcha.
But you're saving your biggest meals for after 6 p.m. So
Okay.
you pretty much need to get in about 3,500 calories after 6 p.m. You're supposed to work out in the evenings. I worked out in the mornings. It didn't
Yeah.
really-
It's so hard to get all that in.
It really is.
It's a job. You're sweating and eating.
Literally,
Get tired.
I was eating like baseball-sized marshmallows. I'm like, I just gotta get food in.
Yeah.
And I just hated it. I hated how I felt on it. I was pretty lean on it, but that's actually 2013. I went to regionals that year. But
So
I
you
felt
just
like
missed
crap.
that whole part of like your athletic career, like on the regionals and all that. You just kind of skipped right over
Just
that.
kind of, yeah.
You know, like I went to regionals like 2013.
It was a long time ago. All right. A lot of broken parts since then. So no, but I didn't start CrossFit until I was 30. So I was 35, 34, gonna be 35. So I've been doing it about 4.5 years.
Nice.
But before that, it was bodybuilding or whatever. It is.
I think everyone stumbles on
Yeah.
the whole bro section.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, why not?
A little bench press.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't mess up my overhead at all.
No, not at all. Yeah.
We talk about that all
So we're
the
talking
time.
about that a lot,
Yeah.
yeah.
And cheerily rotating.
Everything's
It's
all
fine,
right.
guys.
Can't snatch
You
it.
totally go overhead.
Yeah.
So how'd you find CrossFit?
You know Derek Robinson, D-Rob. He's
D-Rob.
kind of like an OG CrossFitter in the area, and he was one of the athletes I sponsored at Max Muscle. And
cool.
So I went in 2012, and I was like, I'm going to support the group of athletes that are doing the Open. So I go, and it's 7 minutes of burpees.
Oh.
And I'm like, well, burpees, I can do burpees.
Yeah.
Anyone can do burpees. So I came out like 26 the first minute.
Yeah.
And Derek told me afterwards, he's like, either you were going to break a record or you were going to die.
You were going to live and die.
Well, I died.
Yeah.
So I only got 83. So 26 the first minute, 83. All total.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I laid on the ground for like an hour and a half afterwards, and I told myself, I'm like, I'm never going to let anything make me feel that way again.
Yeah.
And then every day after that, I felt that way. So
And that's CrossFit.
Yeah, that's how that goes.
no matter what level you get to, everything sucks.
Yeah.
It just keeps sucking. So
It never gets better or
Yeah.
easier.
No.
This is annoying.
like that stupid bike.
Yeah.
It never gets better. No matter
No.
how hard, how much better you get at it,
Yeah.
it always hurts.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what CrossFit is.
And it's funny, you got one, you got two.
Yeah.
Just in case one goes down, you want to get back.
I was worried.
Yeah.
I really need
How do
that
you
in my
get
life.
flat?
No, I have. I usually have clients here. I do up to 3 people at a time.
Nice.
So I'll rotate them through on the bikes, on the
Cool.
skier, on the rowers.
Yeah,
So
skier. I've never done one of those. Those look pretty
it's
intense.
pretty terrible.
Yeah. Sounds
It's
like a,
easy, just jump on it.
just jump on. Yeah, after 17.1, my back feels amazing. I think I'm gonna check that out a
What
little bit
posterior
more.
chain? You don't need
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. What
You
is
probably won't have to pull anything off the floor in the 17.2.
that? No, 17.2 will be really easy, I'm sure. 7 minutes per
Barbell snatches. That's what it's going to
If
be.
I see burpees twice this open, I will quit CrossFit. I'm tired of
That's it, I'm out.
It was twice last year. I'm not doing it again. It's too much.
So was the 7-minute burpee, was that your first CrossFit?
First CrossFit workout.
And so that was a competition, everything, first experience you to jump right in.
Just yeah,
That's intense to jump into a competition. I can do that.
it was terrible. It was
Just
a terrible
burpees.
idea.
Just burpees.
Really
Especially
was.
because competition aspect, you're always more hyped. You'll put forth a little bit more effort, so you probably went a little bit harder. That's why you're on the floor for the next probably hour after that.
Yeah.
Just because you went a little bit harder.
I came out hot. That's for sure.
26 in 1 minute.
Looking at the clock, is it going up or
Is he
down?
going up? I asked myself that a lot. Is it coming up or
I
down?
remember leaning down and looking up at the bar and being like, man, that's like 8 feet high from this point. I can't get that.
No, I was like, Derek, I'm gonna quit. He's like, no, keep going. And then like my vision started to get really narrow, and I
Yeah.
couldn't hear anything.
Oh, that's the worst.
I'm dying.
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm gonna die doing burpees.
Doing burpees.
That's probably why I hate them so much.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, indocted into it. Nice. Well, another quick question. So you've been doing that since what, 2012?
Yeah.
So you started 2012, 2013. Did you say you went to regionals?
Yes.
That's just gross. So how?
Back then it was a little bit easier because if you had a good strength base,
Yeah.
you could push through a lot of different things. I had so many deficiencies. Like I really just in the last 2 years learned how to snatch properly. You know, I can teach it very
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Doing it is a completely different story. So, at no point in your life are you going to grab something from the floor and throw it over your head. I don't anticipate ever doing that. So
Yeah.
I never really did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so 2013 went to regionals. I trained with Derek sometimes, but mostly he just did my programming.
Cool.
Yeah, we both went that year. That was both of our last years. I went as team last year, but so that was.
How was that going from like? Because I mean, the competitions are like games you've done. It would be like hockey or football.
Yeah.
How did that compare to like an individual? Like this is like you and only you on the floor.
Well, the first workout was what was it? It was the rowing work. It was 1,000-meter row, 50 thrusters, and Helen. No,
I can't remember.
1,000-meter row, 50 thrusters, and 30 wall balls or pull-ups.
Mhm.
So I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right. I didn't have a rower to train on because I was at CrossFit Cool Springs at the time.
Cool.
They didn't have rowers. We're just starting out. So I get on the thing and I am
ripping. I am rowing so hard.
Yeah, flashbacks to the burpees.
I am first off the rower in my heat.
Yeah, you
I
are.
get to the thrusters, I'm just hammering away. I get to 19, and it's just like my legs are like, nope.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna put this down for a second. No one breaks on the thrusters. You don't break on a barbell thruster. It's an empty barbell.
Yeah.
I broke twice.
So your legs were still on the rower.
I left everything there apparently, but I adrenaline dumped so hard.
Oh, yeah, of
And
course.
then I ended up being like second to last finishing
Oh, man.
on that workout and that heat. So that was fun. After the first day, I was like, did I cheat to get here? I did not belong here. Because it was like overhead squat from the ground, which I had, I mean,
Snatcher.
there's a picture of me and I'm overhead like this.
Oh, no.
It was painful to watch, and then it was 30 burpee muscle ups for time.
That's
Just
rough.
not my day.
Yeah.
So I thought about just going out there, because if you didn't hit your weight you wanted to hit,
Uh-huh.
like your initial weight, you went home. You're
Yeah.
disqualified. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna go 225 and miss it, and then head home.
You're already confident.
Damn, I
Get
can
right in there.
I
So-
could be home in like.
Seriously, it was in Columbus. I was like 5
Not that
hours. I'm
far.
gonna be sleeping.
Yeah.
But I ended up staying in because burpee box. It was not burpees, but it was deadlifts and box jumps. The 315, and,
Okay.
which that's more my speed.
Yeah.
Heavy barbell. So I ended up getting 6th in that one.
Nice.
So that was the kind of like made my weekend better.
There you go. Little boost back.
Went from 42nd to 30th in the last 2 days. So
There you
made
go.
me feel a little better about myself. But yeah, that first day, brutal.
Yeah.
If you're not used to that experience,
Oh
though,
man.
Oh man.
you're
That's-
going to have that adrenaline dump.
Well,
It don't
yeah.
matter if
We
you
played
go
in
out
front
there
of-
going,
In
Here's
college,
a-
we
yeah.
played in front of like 15,000 people at like our biggest game. So you
on a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
different when
Yeah.
it's your
No,
game.
it's a different
Yeah.
feel, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just everything, all that excitement, and like I'm breathing hard getting on the rower. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is awesome. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, shoot, what happened?
I'll be over here.
So yeah, I'm like, where's the water?
Yeah.
See, it's so interesting because most of the people, I hang out with these guys all the time, and I play college ball. Like, I come from that strength and conditioning background, so just dabbling in with them, I'm trying to crush everything as soon as possible. Because, like, hey, these guys are going to pass me up. Let me get it in, get it
Let me get
done.
the lead real quick.
Yeah, lead. And then here they come slowly. So I'm having to do the same thing. So it's nice to hear that somebody who's competed at a high level,
What were we doing? And you're like, hurry up, Shane's coming to the pull-up bar.
It was,
something stupid.
it was, I think it.
Anyway, but I'm so far ahead because of the row.
Yeah.
Again, I can crush a row, but then we go to pull-ups, and I'm like, all right, I'm 20 in, and here comes Shane doing all 40 straight through. You know?
Or what was it? We did Diane with the deadlifts, and then like I think all of us were waiting just to stop, and none of us stopped. And Josh was like, "Damn it! I really thought I'd be able to get you guys on the deadlifts." So then we got a handstand push-ups, me and Josh are knocking on this. And like this is not good.
So on that point, how would you coach a guy like me who is that guy on,
Yeah.
hey, slow down, pace yourself, here's some conditioning moves you can do to bring your motor up a little bit?
Well, I mean, obviously that's the same problem that I have. So, or continue to have even 4
Yeah.
years into it. So I just get too excited, and you almost have to make someone take a step back and give them a cadence or breathe through a workout. So like this last one, I set tables for rounds. So it was
Okay.
like, all right, first round I'm going to go in 145. If I finish the burpees at 125, I'm going to rest.
Okay.
Which now it doesn't look like a good idea, but if this was a longer workout,
Yeah.
if this was a 20-minute AMRAP or something
Mhm.
like that, it would have been much better for me because I was fresher. My last round of burpees was under a minute, and my first round of burpees were under a minute. Now the ones in between were the problem.
Yeah.
I think my highest round was like 130, which is slow.
Yeah.
You know, 115 would be ideal, you know, all the way through or less. But you know, I think you have to set timetables and limitations on athletes that are short burst athletes, or just
Yeah.
make them go team. Like team is perfect for me. You let me go for a minute, and I'm going to go rest. You let me go for a minute, and then I'm going to go
Yeah,
rest.
yeah.
So I mean, that's where I really enjoy the team aspect of it. But
I like that. Kind of stay in your lane. Know
Yeah.
what you're good at. Don't try to push outside that wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane.
But then the assault bike has been something that has,
Hmm.
you know, sprint intervals. You know, you go really hard and you rest. You go really hard and you rest, and it allows you to build that motor and that red line up
you shorten the rest, you lengthen the amount of output at the same time as you're going along in the process. So anything like monostructural cardio, like
Yeah.
rowers and that stuff. I mean, you put me on the rower and say row a 5K, I'm just bored out of my mind.
Yeah. Oh,
But,
yeah.
you know, if you tell me that you have to PR my 5K, then I'm
Like
a little
care-
more
yeah,
excited
yeah,
about
like
it.
care,
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
competitive.
Yeah, but if you take 70% on the rower, I'm just like, what the hell is this? It's gonna take me forever. So that's kind of my thought.
Cool. That's awesome.
So we know you're really big into nutrition. So if you're like comp training, getting ready for regionals or any other comp,
Yeah.
does your nutrition or diet change versus what you do regularly?
You know, I'm a little bigger than I thought I was gonna be coming into the Open. I'm 218 right now. Normally I'm around 210, 212. Ideally, I'd come in a little bit lighter and then build from there, because obviously things are gonna get heavier. But then again, you know, I think it comes down to the individual athlete. So if you're a smaller athlete and you need to build coming out, for me, I could probably stay at 210, 208, and my strength isn't going to be an issue at that point. So it just depends, athlete to athlete, exactly what I would do. But I didn't taper this year.
Okay.
You know, I'm probably in the best shape I've ever been in, despite what the leaderboard says.
Mhm.
So, which
It's burpee box jump over.
I'm driving myself nuts looking at the leaderboard. I'm 300. What the hell is going on? But you know, being like, apparently there's like 175, 35 to 39 Europeans that can do burpee box jumps better than I can. So I'm really proud of them, but I can't wait for the bar.
They're all
Yeah, well, yeah.
They're all Europeans. I don't know what.
No, seriously, everyone I clicked on, I'm like,
You're-
Australian, European. You know, there's a guy from the Africa region. I'm like, everyone.
Like, what are these guys doing on a daily
Yeah.
basis that
Yeah.
makes you
Yeah.
so good at this?
Burpee box jump.
They're
Burpee
literally
box jump.
must be picking up stones and jumping over things because
And they're falling down.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall down and get back up and do it again.
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, I would say I'm in the best shape that I've been in cardiovascularly, but we'll see. I mean, it's the
We're only one in. We're only one in. Yeah.
Yeah, one. Yeah, we got what, 4 more to go.
I was ready to quit CrossFit after the first one.
I think everyone was.
This guy.
This doesn't
So
make sense.
defeated.
I was so pissed off. Yeah, so mad. Still am. It's all good.
Well, to be on the opposite, because I didn't sign up for the Open, but I still do it with these guys. So I'm going in like seeing how
He's-
nervous they are.
he's
you know,
happy-go-lucky.
competition jitters and everything. I'm like, man, I feel great. This is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna do so good. And then these guys are all like in the zone, like got the music playing, like ready to roll. And I'm just giggling because I'm so glad that I don't have to submit my score.
Next year, though.
These
next
burpees
year.
almost killed me.
We'll get you next year.
I just feel like if it's a head-to-head competition and I'm looking at the person next to me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do better than I am gonna be
Yeah.
on an online competition.
That's true.
Oh,
though.
for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
For sure.
I mean, I'd like to see some of these people at regular comps.
Yeah.
But you know, there's some guys that are just better than me, and then there's guys that test online better.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing too. We talked about yesterday is some people just the stars align. It's a
Yeah.
perfect scenario, and they just test really well here. But then,
Get to regionals.
as you know,
Yeah.
they're gonna find those movements that like, whoa, how did you even get here?
Yeah.
Like you did great at burpee box jump overs, but you can't be efficient at pulling your body over a bar. or
Well,
things like that.
when you get do-overs. right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
that is
multiple
true.
You know,
overs.
That's a good point.
Not just one.
3
multiple.
days, 3 extra days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's unheard of in the Open.
I still haven't seen Rich's score, so
I'm
I'm holding out hope.
398 maybe.
You know.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like, if you planned and prepped everything
Mm.
for those non-3 extra days,
Yeah.
how is that fair to everybody who's like, hey, I did everything right for that one day so I can recover and get ready for the next week? Well, then people just keep retesting,
Yeah.
and that's gonna affect this week's
At this
workout
point,
as well.
after Monday, I did my redo, and then Tuesday they were like, oh, well, we can do it again. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
yeah, you're
I'm not gonna
risking
be
it a
able to
lot,
sit
yeah.
down. You know, there's not gonna be a point, and
Yeah.
then 17-2 is ruined, and then I'm
Yeah.
even more
Mhm.
pissed off.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I don't really want to be that pissed off.
He could get 3 more weeks, I would have done it again. I'm telling you,
Get whatever you want.
one and done.
Yeah.
Did you cap?
Hell yeah, Cap, what do you mean? It's not even a question.
Did I cap? Did I get to the 40?
What are you talking about? It's just me rolling over the box like a walrus.
Wait, what age group are you in now?
I'm
Masters.
40. Yeah.
You are a 40-year-old. So the weight didn't change.
The weight didn't change.
But
Just the people that you go up against.
it doesn't
Yeah, it didn't change. It was
It
just
doesn't
right.
matter.
Yeah,
I could have been against myself. I'd have took second. It was so bad. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Not bitter
At all. At all.
at all.
Not at all.
Yeah, I made it in 1958.
That's
Like,
awesome.
the only reason why I made 1958, because I was watching these guys keep going. I was like, I gotta beat these guys. I gotta beat them. Because I'm flying through on snatches. I'm almost done with my snatches. And then they're catching all the way up on those Berkey box
Yeah.
jump overs.
This snatches weren't a problem. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Like, if it was a 70-pound dumbbell, I wouldn't have made any
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it doesn't. I mean, that 20 pounds wouldn't have mattered very much. But if the burpee box jumps were at 20 inches, I would have
Yeah.
felt a little better about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So on that line, like talking about the open, how do you prep? So you strategically didn't redo it that extra day that they gave that people are.
Yeah.
Is that because you wanted to recover for this week?
I mean, I just don't know at that point how much more I could get. Like, I saw people get like 4 minutes better,
Mhm.
but there's no way I'm gonna get 4 minutes better.
This
Like,
this guy retested and yeah, did way
I
better.
got capped the first time. I got to like 20 snatches on the 50,
yeah,
and then my redo, I got 1925.
it's awesome.
So just had
a
Hillary
big
going
difference.
and cussing
It's a
at
huge
people.
difference.
I also
you know?
had someone in my face screaming at me.
Yeah, I don't
That
do-
helps.
I had 2 people in my face screaming, yelling at me. It only helped me 5 more reps. 5 more reps. This is the only thing that helped me.
So you got fitter.
I did. I got fitter with you guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I moved up 14 seconds, which is like 100 spots.
Yeah, that's true though. I mean, when
you know.
you're at like kind of when you're battling for that, yeah, seconds, 14, 10 seconds. I mean, that's
But
making
it's
jumps.
just not worth it. If I like moved up another 2 seconds,
Yeah.
I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, what did I just do?
Yeah, even
It's
though.
like, last year, oh god, this is so terrible. Last year, 16.3 was the bar muscle ups and snatches.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I did it,
Okay.
and then I redid it and got the same exact score.
That's
That's like
that's the
that's like
worst.
kissing your sister. That's terrible. Like that felt. It felt. I was like, one more rep would have been better than that.
Yeah.
Less reps would have
Anything.
been better.
Yeah,
Just
let's
not
put
the
it
same.
not the same. Yeah.
You just spent all that time doing the same damn thing.
Yeah. It's like,
Kidding me.
that's it. That was my going into. It's like I gotta get better than I did the last one. At least by 1 rep.
Just something different.
Something.
Anything different.
Yeah, anything. Yeah, anything at that point, for sure. Well, kind of getting into a little bit more of the nutrition, I know we were
Yeah.
kind of talking about it. So you do 2-7 health and wellness?
Yep.
So what is that as far as like nutrition
You know,
programming or?
it is. I do a lot of programming for pretty much everyone. It's a wide array of people. So, you know, I work a lot with the CrossFit community, but I've worked a lot with professional athletes.
Mhm.
You know, I've been lucky enough to have a first round draft pick in every sport that I've worked with.
That's awesome. Nice.
Which, you know, it's just sometimes it's the right place at the right time. I'm not
Mhm.
going to be like, oh, they seek me out.
Yeah.
I got lucky sometimes, you know.
Allowed
I
you?
got to work with Danzy Swanson on his when he was heading out to Arizona.
Cool.
Now he's like stud with the Braves. And then I worked with Brandon Wright down in with the Mavericks and now with Memphis. Got pretty lucky with that. Some hockey players, some football, some Titans. But those guys are so few and far between.
Yeah.
I work mostly with, you know, youth athletes from the performance side of things.
Cool.
Train a lot of hockey teams, a lot of baseball, football, and then I work a lot with just people trying to get fitter.
Yeah.
You know, like Raven at your gym.
Yep.
You know,
Huge difference.
Yeah.
but she followed it. You know,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. What it really comes down to.
That's good.
That's what it comes down to. If you follow things, you know, if you follow
Start over.
things, it tends to work. You know, it's if you give someone a structure, if someone is capable of following a structure, 1st of all, you'll know it right off the bat. So, I try to go off of personality types. So type A, type B. You know, type A, if I give them something, they're gonna do it.
Mhm.
Most of the time, it's like 90% chance. Type B, it's more of a suggestion. So I'm gonna give you parameters.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We hear those suggestions.
I'm not saying Roy is
This
type A or
is
type B. I'm just saying suggestions. So no, I'll give them a parameter, and then what I have my clients do is just contact me if you're like, hey, you want to stay on plan? You're going out to eat. Where are you going? I can walk you through it. So it's a lot of personal interaction with people, so they can make the right choices. So the education process, they don't have to hire me
Mhm.
for another 8, you know, another 16 weeks, they know exactly where they need to go.
Mhm.
They know how to do it, and it's a terrible, terrible business model because I could just hook people in. But I feel much more satisfied when someone like Raven, I just let her
Changes
go,
everything.
and
Be educated,
Yeah.
re-educated,
Mhm.
yeah,
based, you know, how old is she, 18?
She's
No,
8.
she's older than that, 19?
I think she's 20 now.
Maybe 20?
Yeah,
So
so I
20
got her when
years
she was
of,
9. Yeah,
20 years of, you know, bad habit.
yeah.
Mhm.
And the South is hard, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Fried chicken's
everything.
tasty.
It's not even that. It's just it's what people conceive as healthy. You know,
That's
in
true.
their heads, in what they've been told on the internet and all that. It's like, is that you really think that's healthy? But you know, it's just kind of changing people's minds, and I think the more people end up following it, the better off they are.
And now, obviously, with you doing these athletes, and then just kind of, it's not a generic
No.
program.
No.
This is all like individual per
Yeah.
person.
I start from scratch with every client I get. So
That's awesome.
you know, because everyone's different. I can't give the same program to someone that there's like no stock program.
Yeah.
So if I gave the same thing I gave to Roy, I gave to Raven, it would have been like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
You know, so it's goal dependent, it's schedule dependent, and you know, it's about capability. So if someone's just not capable of eating a
Mhm.
bunch of times a day, don't eat a bunch of times a day. Eat 3. If you can get all your meals in at 3, I would prefer that actually,
Mhm.
because it's less time that you have to think about, oh, it's time to eat again. Oh, it's time to eat again. 6 meals, a small meal a day isn't really, there's a lot of myths out there
Yeah.
about nutrition. you know.
Well, that brings up a good point. I feel like half our jobs as coaches is we're dispelling for half an hour of, well, I read this and so said this in their article, and well, my friend did this, and so I'm like, well, what's the research? Like, who is the study group? Are they actually educated? And that gets exhausting. So I know you got to get tired of, oh my gosh, if I have one more person tell me that carb backloading is the way they're supposed to be, and
Or if it fits your macros.
yeah, this guy.
I wrote an article.
Come on,
about
gallon
this.
of ice cream. Get away from me.
But I needed calories. Well, you can get calories from other things. you
There's
know.
better things than Bluebell.
That ice cream.
Ice cream's so good though.
Listen, I have ice cream. I love ice cream. Like I had sweet CC's on Saturday, but you know I use it as a cheat meal.
Yeah, of
So,
course.
you know, I'll go out to dinner with my fiance, and then we'll go get some ice cream. You know, and that'll be something that I build into my day. You don't want to super splurge on your cheat meals. You want to make sure it fit within a construct of your macros.
Mhm.
So a lot of people are like, well, I'll eat normal and then I'll hammer it. Well, you're giving yourself such an excess at that point.
Well, you said cheat meal, not cheat day, week.
I love when people are like, so when's my cheat day? I'm
Yeah,
like,
cheat
you
day,
don't have
all
one.
day.
You don't
Like,
get it.
what?
Yeah. You don't get a cheat meal. You get one meal. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know.
But cheat season.
Cheat
Cheat
season.
fall.
Yeah.
Is that known as powerlifting?
Yes.
And that's why I used to
Yes.
compete
Yeah.
in powerlifting.
There you go.
Cheat
Yeah.
season.
You eat whatever you
Sponsored by
want.
Me and Roy, we're here. Sponsored by Sonic.
Oh,
Sonic and Cookout.
You guys should be in the car in those commercials.
Yeah,
No,
write
yeah.
that down.
But yeah, so I mean, what it really comes down to for me is if you know you're giving people that structure, you know, you're creating something a little bit different. I wrote an article about if it's your macros. It's essentially Weight Watchers.
Yeah,
It's
no,
a point. It's
no
a
lies.
it's a
Point-based
point
system.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you know, and mine has points on it, but it's really just for exchanges. So like a 1 point protein, a 2 point protein, 3 point protein. If it says a 1 point protein, you can exchange it with anything in the 1 point protein.
Mhm.
So you don't ever have to get bored with your food. You get to, based on what I give out to you, everything's going to match up number wise. But it's not like you can save this 1 point for this 1 point and push it down here and make a big like smorgasbord because you really wanted to save something there.
Yeah.
You know, so it's more.
I feel like this is
so
exactly
I'm not looking at you right now.
Yeah.
But you know, it may work for you.
Yeah.
So
So
I'm
far.
not
So far.
I'm not one of those guys that's like, no, there's only one way to do this.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways, and there's so many different types of people that, you know, people are like, oh, well, you know, this is working for me. Well, tell me how it's working for you. And I mean, I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Do I, you know, subscribe to that thought process and method? No, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. So I'm constantly learning every day. It's been 10 years that I've been doing this, and I'm still learning every day
Yeah,
about
absolutely.
new things. And you know, I listen to Rob Wolf's podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
pretty much everything he puts out, I'm reading. And you know, he's come up with a lot of stuff on sugar that it's not looking so good for that if it fits your macros. So,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, it leads to Alzheimer's at this point.
Yeah,
You know, so
absolutely.
little things like that. You know, I don't want to forget my life. You
Yeah.
know, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
But you know, good on you.
What did they work with you?
Look at that.
Wait, what was my score again? Yeah.
Did you really get 924?
Yeah, did you really get that?
Did you forget? I blacked out, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought I died.
Yeah. Cool. So you do the nutrition as well. So what other business ventures do you have going? Because you do tons of stuff.
I feel like I've kind of simplified a little bit at this point. I have 27 Health and Wellness. I'm co-owner at CrossFit Trivium, which is
Okay.
formerly CrossFit Brentwood Hills. We're about to move into a new building
Awesome.
down next to the Brentwood Skate Center, so that's exciting.
Big
Bigger, yes, much bigger than 1,200 square feet. So it's 30. I think it's 3,800 square
Wow.
feet, which is
Cool. That's,
you know,
yeah, it's
room
big.
for activities.
lots of activities.
Yeah.
So much room.
We're gonna have turf in there. We have true forms. It's gonna be like a playground.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so it's pretty exciting. I used to be a part of a few different things. Like I used to own a Max Muscle. Did that for about 7 years. And it's funny. After 7 years of doing that, I don't really use supplements anymore.
Yeah.
Very minimal.
Yeah.
I'm a little overloaded on it. But I believe in post workout. But outside of that, it's all dependent on the person. But then there was Fit Life. You remember Fit Life? It was a t-shirt company. I've tried to minimize a lot of that stuff. I write a lot, and I like to do that stuff. But pretty much just straightforward with the 27 Health and Wellness.
Awesome.
Cool.
And,
How would somebody be able to get in touch with you with the health and wellness nutrition and all
you
that
can
stuff?
email me, Jamie, Jamie at 27health.com, or you can find me on Facebook.
Facebook, Instagram, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
Instagram is 27 Health and Wellness. I should probably know these things.
It's all good. We can put it in there.
I'm pretty sure I post it every day, but I don't remember.
It's all good.
Well, how do you guys know each other, Mr.
Um,
Mr. Barbell Voodoo? How do you guys?
Do you remember how we met?
Oh.
Oh, no.
So we can get the feelings hurt.
Yes.
Don't get your feelings hurt.
do I remember the first time?
Yes.
No.
Son of a. So, let's see. How did
All I know is I had to beg you to sponsor me.
Not true.
He saw those burpees.
Yeah.
So he did.
20. They only videoed the 26, so
That's
I
all
great.
that
the first ones were great.
Yeah.
You actually, when I first started CrossFit, you filled in for.
Oh,
Dr.
yeah.
Matt. That was the first time we met.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were coaching.
Who's this?
Your
Who's
hips
this?
were super tight.
That is true.
I know this
He's a
guy.
powerlifter. What's wrong with those hips?
Man,
Why are we
they were
stretching?
tight. He's like, I don't know if I can get down there. No, you can't.
I agree.
I agree. We're on the same page. But wow, that was a long time
You're
ago.
damn right, that was a long time.
Yeah.
It's like 7 years ago, 6 years ago.
Like 4.
Is it not that
I've
long
only
ago?
been coaching like 4 years. I've only been CrossFit for 4.5.
Feels like it.
I've had
apparently.
some concussions.
But it feels like a long time.
So-
Eat too much
That leads
sugar.
back to the sugar.
Yeah.
There it is.
All those years.
Do you remember?
Sure don't.
You were at my wedding, weren't you? No, I wasn't.
So you're wearing his
I am.
Barbell Voodoo shirt.
Makes my steep again, man.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a big fan of lifting weights and not as much cardio.
Yes.
So this shirt fits me well.
Yeah.
Here.
So, but yeah, Roy ended up after I politely asked him to. He sponsored
You
me.
did not.
I did.
No, he didn't. Here's the true story.
If you can remember.
Yeah.
Who had the most sugar?
Well, here's I remember parts of it. All right, so here's the part I do remember.
Yep.
You should not text and drive, kids. I was driving down 65. I'm like, I wonder what Jamie Free's doing right now. Because I just passed.
Frequently, I wonder that too.
I passed Cool Springs. I hadn't talked to you in a while.
Uh-huh.
I texted, hey, how you doing? I was like, oh, by the way, you want to be sponsored? Like, literally, that was the conversation. He's like, yeah.
I think I might have asked him, why don't you sponsor me?
But yeah,
Sponsor everybody.
Maybe that. I don't remember.
You sponsor people who don't even compete. You sponsor
We talk
people
all the time.
hey, but
I
the
just-
Instagram game is high.
Hey,
So hey,
about the
it's the
Instagram,
reach,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, never really post about me either.
It's all coming out right now.
Yeah.
It's all coming out.
I feel shame. It's okay.
Is this big old boy?
No.
We brought you out as a guest, and then we just beat you up, and then like,
Was it to make me feel comfortable?
I think so, yeah.
He's like my teddy bear.
He's like, was it Ted?
Comfort.
The comfort,
He's my thunder buddy.
for life.
Yeah.
Based on this weather, I mean,
Yeah,
any
you never know.
Jesus.
Where was our cuddles earlier?
The hurricane that came through.
Yeah.
Well, guys, before this gets way too out of control, we're going to shut it down. But again, thanks for having us out.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Guys, don't forget to check us out. Every week, every Tuesday, we drop the videos. But don't forget to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. It's going to help us out a lot, so it makes it easier for you to find as well. But until next week, guys, we'll see you later. Have a good one.
Cool.
Do the ski erg right now.
Yes, yes, my back's like, God, done.